focused on mass shootings around the country this holiday weekend. In Baltimore, 2 people killed and 28 others wounded in a shooting at a block party.
Also, there were shootings this weekend in Wichita, Kansas, and Chicago. ABC's Rena Roy with the warning ahead of the holiday.
An urgent manhunt underway in Baltimore. Police searching for the people responsible for unleashing this violence that left at least 2 people dead and more than 24 injured. Authorities in Baltimore now raising reward money in the mass shooting, offering $28,000 for any information leading to the arrests of the people responsible for opening fire early Sunday morning at this block party.
I strongly urge anyone with any information to help us bring these individuals to justice.
Police say 20-year-old Kylise Fagbemi and 18-year-old Aaliyah Gonzalez were killed and 28 others injured. 7 of them still hospitalized, 4 in critical condition.
Let's not forget that we are talking about human lives. The effects that gun violence has on our community and trauma experienced by all friends, loved ones, and neighbors.
With the urgent manhunt still ongoing, officials urging people to be vigilant as 4th of July celebrations continue.
We want people to do that, but I implore everyone to please be safe.
This woman, who didn't want to be identified, was at the party when the violence broke out. She says 2 girls walked up to her and said they were shot.
You guys jump in my car, let's go. And zoomed them to the hospital, and I kept telling the girl, just baby, just breathe in and out. It was horrible. Families coming in, families crying, families running to the back, families coming out like they had lost loved ones.
Meanwhile, in Wichita, Kansas, 8 people were shot at a nightclub early Sunday morning, 2 in critical condition, a suspect now in custody. And across Chicago, 32 people shot over the weekend, 3 fatally.
We are just over halfway through the year, and so far the Gun Violence Archive says there have been 340 mass shootings. Just to give some context, in 2018 there were 336 mass shootings for the whole year. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
News around America. There are now rewards of up to $20,000 for information in a series of explosive attacks on businesses in Washington, D.C. over the weekend. Police say those attacks happened in a span of about 15 minutes early Sunday. A suspect set off explosive devices on a sidewalk near an ATM, in front of a Nike store, and then threw a Molotov cocktail-style object at a Safeway. No one was hurt, but all 3 locations were damaged. The businesses were closed at the time of the attacks. D.C. Metro Police and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives are each offering a $10,000 reward. Investigators believe the suspect was targeting commercial establishments and not members of the public.
Americans traditionally celebrate the 4th of July holiday weekend with fireworks, but here's a safety reminder to make sure your fireworks are completely out and no longer hot after you set them off. In Lehigh Acres, Florida, some used fireworks dumped in a trash can reignited. The fire scorched a nearby pickup truck. The fire department recommending that you use metal containers filled with water away from your property to dispose of all used fireworks trash. Now, officials also say to make sure the water inside the container completely covers all of the fireworks.
The Supreme Court ended a blockbuster term with several dramatic decisions that are likely to reverberate through much of the country, especially when it comes to higher education.
Yeah, from affirmative action to student debt relief, the new rulings are all raising questions about the real-world implications. Mike Valerio explains what these decisions could mean for you.
As the proverbial dust settles around the United States Supreme Court following a contentious term, the immediate consequences for everyday Americans are becoming more clear.
The Roberts Court these days is more eager to overturn older precedents than any court we've had, at least probably in the last century.
In striking down affirmative action programs at Harvard and the University of North Carolina, the court effectively determined colleges and universities can no longer expressly consider race in the admissions process.
It prevents our higher education institutions from using a tool that helps promote diversity on campus.
And while the court suggests the impact of an applicant's race in their life can still be taken into consideration, and proponents of ending affirmative action say it makes the process more fair, many fear diversity in higher education will suffer in the long term.
I'm very concerned about the morale that that's going to have on our minority youth.
For those who are already in or have gone to college, the court also struck down President Biden's student loan debt cancellation program, a win for Republican-led states and conservatives who claimed it was illegal.
We're talking about 40 million Americans that are going to be crushed by debt in just a few months.
As the administration works to find a new approach to debt relief, the 3-year pause on loan repayment started during the pandemic is soon expiring. Borrowers will have to resume paying their federal student loans in October, with interest set to begin accumulating again in September. The White House says, however, it will offer a 12-month on-ramp period for borrowers who are re-entering payment. I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
Coming up on the news at 6:30, if you plan on setting off fireworks this Independence Day, there are some safety tips you'll want to keep in mind. Coming up, find out how you can stay safe this 4th of July. It is a favorite 4th of July pastime, and fireworks sales are expected to reach record levels this holiday season, according to the American Pyrotechnics Association.
Yeah, but safety experts urge caution as the explosive devices can be extremely dangerous, even deadly. Mandy Gaither has more on what you need to know about fireworks to stay safe this Independence Day.
From bottle rockets to aerial fireworks, fun can turn dangerous in an instant if the explosive devices aren't properly used.
Last year, we had at least 11 deaths associated with it and over 10,000 trips to the emergency room with fireworks-related injuries.
The Consumer Product Safety Commission says many of those hurt by fireworks in the month around July 4th last year were children, with sparklers accounting for about 600 of ER visits. 38% of the injuries were burns, with hands, fingers, head, face, and ears most often hurt.
Fireworks aren't toys and they're not for children. They're burning at 2,000 degrees, it's like a blowtorch.
If you plan to set off your own fireworks, experts say to first make sure that they're legal in your area. Keep a bucket of water or hose handy in case of a fire. Light fireworks one at a time, then move back quickly. Never try to relight or pick up fireworks that haven't fully ignited, and never use fireworks when under the influence.
That's actually where we see a lot of the injuries and deaths associated with fireworks.
Experts say the safest way to enjoy fireworks is to leave them to the professionals. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
I think we all have stories to tell as kids, right? And maybe even some as adults.
There were a lot of G.I. Joes that met their end a couple of meetings. Don't do that, kids.
94 degrees outside right now. Looking good.
Yeah, for me, I got in trouble with one of those smoke bombs when I was younger.
Yeah, those are trouble too.
They are. All right, here's what we're going to talk about. There's actually some rain on the radar right now for some out there. So coming up, I'm going to show you a detailed look at the radar. Tomorrow for 4th of July, hot, but not too hot. And I've got a look at that fireworks forecast. A small chance for some rain during the day tomorrow. Details ahead.
A man is in custody tonight on smuggling and evading arrest charges after a chase on I-35 with Texas state troopers. DPS officials say Eduardo Arcadas and 12 other migrants inside the semi-truck were arrested. No word on what started the chase.
2 people killed in a crash in West Bexar County have been identified. They are 19-year-old Mar Berenji and 18-year-old Arash Berenji. BCSO says Mar was speeding when he hit a telephone pole. A second passenger still recovering in the hospital.
Tonight, San Antonio police are investigating after a man was shot while watering his front yard. It happened this afternoon on Flanders Avenue near Elks Avenue. The man was taken to a nearby hospital. Police are still looking for that suspect.
And if you're looking for some place to watch fireworks tomorrow, we've got you covered right now on KSAT12. A whole list of all those events happening in San Antonio and the Hill Country. That's your 60-second recap.
All right, and hopefully there's not going to be too many clouds out there to cover those fireworks shows.
It should be just fine, especially the professional firework displays. Again, things are going to be okay out there tomorrow. There will be, however, during the afternoon, a similar picture to what you're seeing out there right now. These are those typical summertime showers and storms that develop in the afternoon. They're not severe, but there are a few flashes of lightning with some of these. There's the one out near LaGrange right now, and then right on the Wilson and and Karnes, Gonzales, and DeWitt County lines, we've got some of these isolated thunder showers. Notice that these are throwing out outflow boundaries, pretty much just rain-cooled air. And as that outflow boundary gets closer to eastern San Antonio, it may fire off an isolated shower storm. The timing on that, if these storms can get going, would be closer to about 8 o'clock, and by that time we're going to be losing a lot of daytime heating. The daytime heating is the fuel for these storms, so the chance for that happening tonight is only about 20%. Again, an isolated thunder shower nearer to Pearsall right now, and further off to the west there's a lot more cloud cover because of these storms out in Mexico closer to Sabinas, and you can see that out near Rock Springs, north of Rock Springs, we've got an isolated shower storm as well. So these are your typical summertime thunder showers, and we're going to have similar chances for rain tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday in the afternoon. Chance for them to make it to San Antonio, only about 20%. But the extra cloud cover is going to keep those temperatures down just a little bit. It's still hot outside, but at least we're not dealing with the 115, 117 heat index value we were dealing with a couple of weeks ago. Looking at the futurecast tomorrow, much like today, starting off with clouds, fairly cloudy through noon. In the afternoon, we'll see a little bit more sun, and it's between about 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. that a couple of coastal showers and thunderstorms will develop, and a small 20% chance by 8 o'clock that those storms could make it to San Antonio. But once the sun sets, before the firework displays go off, our rain chance is going to end for the day. Looking ahead to your KSAT 12-hour forecast tomorrow, waking up at 78 degrees, mostly cloudy skies in the morning through noon, mostly cloudy and 89. In the afternoon, we'll be looking at 97 for the high, and there's that small 20% chance. All right, highs in your neighborhoods tomorrow for 4th of July. 101 in Carrizo Springs, 103 in Cotulla and in Laredo, so hot to the south and to the west. Not as bad out in Del Rio, where it'll be 96. 93 in Kerrville. Hill Country looking good tomorrow. Highs only in the low 90s. Helotes, Bernie, Bulverde, 93 for the high. 96 in Seguin. If you're floating on the river out near New Braunfels, 97 for the high. Remember that sunscreen tomorrow. And again, here's that firework forecast for the day, for the evening rather. Right around 8 p.m. before fireworks go off, 20% chance isolated, 91. Then after sunset, it'll be in the 80s and it will be a bit breezy. South winds at 10 to 15, gusting up to 20 miles per hour. With that breeze, if you're outside of city limits and setting off your own fireworks, be very careful because it will be a little windy. Looking at that weather setup, again, notice across the nation, fairly active. There's a lot of rain. That's because there's no dominant heat high over these areas. That heat high is right now over the desert southwest. No rain over that heat high, and temperatures are soaring. 110 Las Vegas and 115 in Phoenix. That heat high is going to move over Texas by the weekend, and so highs will get back into the triple digits, and we'll also have a higher heat index closer to 105 to 110 by the weekend as well. So only an isolated shower storm, just to recap everything through about Thursday. Highs only in the mid to upper 90s, not too bad, and then we crank up the heat by the weekend, guys.
Back into the oven we go.
Yep.
All right, we'll be right back. Well, you might see less fireworks in the sky this 4th of July weekend. Several cities are swapping the Independence Day tradition with a drone light show instead. Salt Lake City, Utah tried out the alternative celebration over the weekend. The mayor said the new format was to minimize fire danger and lessen air quality problems.
Other cities are also choosing the quieter and more environmentally friendly option, like in neighboring Colorado. The city of Boulder is opting for its first ever nighttime drone show. And in California, like places like Lake Tahoe, La Jolla, and Ocean Beach, they're also using drones to illuminate the sky with aerial animation and graphics instead of pyrotechnics. No big booms there.
I don't know about
All
that.
right, let's move on to the next one here. Thrill seekers got more than they bargained for yesterday when the roller coaster they were riding got stuck upside down. The roller coaster at the Forest County Festival in Wisconsin shut down mid-ride, leaving some passengers hanging upside down for at least 3 hours.
Yeah, emergency responders from 3 different surrounding counties came to help rescue the riders. The roller coaster's abrupt stop is believed to be a malfunction. Now, every passenger was rescued safely and taken to the hospital to get checked out. Many Americans will celebrate Independence Day with hamburgers, hot dogs, and of course, ketchup. And lately, some social media users have been debating how to best store the popular condiment. Now, ketchup maker Kraft Heinz recently weighed in on the issue, saying in a tweet, ketchup goes in the fridge.
What we all have been doing for years, I thought. A day later, the company asked the public via a Twitter poll whether they kept their ketchup chilled or in the pantry, and over 13,000 responded. More than 63% said the fridge. Nearly 37% they preferred their ketchup in the cupboard. The flying car has long been a staple of science fiction. I'm still waiting for them. I've been promised them my whole life. And that long-awaited dream of the future may be a step closer to coming true. The FAA just certified for testing a vehicle a California startup calls a flying car. It's the first fully electric vehicle to get U.S. government approval that can both fly and travel on roads.
Leaf Automotive said its Model A vehicle aircraft is the first flying vehicle that is drivable on public roads and can park like a normal car. It has vertical takeoff and landing capabilities and will be able to carry 1 or 2 occupants. Its ranges will be about 200 miles on the road and 110 miles in the air. The company expects to sell each vehicle, get this, $300,000, with the first delivery projected to be at the end of 2025. So I guess you're buying one, right?
Only for the rich. Nope, I won't be driving one. We'll be right back.
I'm watching a couple of dying storms near Stockdale and Wilson County to see if they can make it to Seguin and eastern Bexar County. Otherwise, tomorrow, 97 for the high, a 20% chance for an isolated downpour in the afternoon.
All right, thank you, Sarah, and thank you so much for watching. We'll see you back here for the Night Beat tonight at 10.
Have a great night.